Hello, today is September 29th, debate day in the United States. I've been looking at the debate chart and looking at the debate chart also for Kamala Harris, which will take place on October 7th. Today, Saturn goes direct, so this is a big day as far as it's like a karmic day of retribution. So I will not fully go into the astrology of the chart, although I would like to address a few major squares and conjunctions that I think are going to affect tonight's debate. My name is ELIZA DeVries, and I have a channel called AngelicMercy.com. And my name on YouTube is Angelic Mercy. Obviously, you're here, you're looking at it. And I am an evolutionary astrologer, a medium, which means that I do a lot of communication with the other side, and a intuitive. And I also work half of my time with animals as an animal communicator, an animal trainer, an animal healer. I just love that kind of work. I would like to say again, thank you to all my beloved friends who were there for me over the past week when my darling Bingo crossed the Rainbow Bridge unexpectedly. Thank you so much. Your gifts, your words, your support, your love, it really helped me through what was a really rough week. And I would like to start now by looking at the first debate, which starts tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And this will take place, we will have an Aries Ascendant, so it's going to be a feisty, fiery, intense debate. There's going to be a lot of mudslinging, and hopefully Joe Biden can hold his temper or speak out when it is setting a strong boundary, and hopefully Donald Trump can bring something worthwhile to the table. We're going to have Mars in the first house in Aries. Now that Mars is going to be exactly square Saturn in the heavens. Saturn going direct today. So I find when Mars is square Saturn that whatever repressed anger has been lingering deep within our soul, it really comes out on a Mars square Saturn day. So expect old grudges to rear their heads in this debate. And the Mars is also square Pluto. So expect some pretty below the belt accusations. Because Mars is squaring Pluto and the pandemic appears to be accelerating again, and Pluto rules pandemics, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of talk about the pandemic. Probably the main focus of Joe Biden's message to the American public is going to be about the pandemic, and Donald Trump's focus is probably going to be about evading the karmic repercussions of that pandemic. We also have Moon conjunct Neptune. The Moon is how the nation feels. The Moon in Neptune, the nation is feeling in a fog about what's happening, how to deal with it, what to do next. There's no clarity on the table right now, so that's going to be discussed. Probably going to hear a lot of discussion about plans and solutions. The Moon is conjunct Neptune in Pisces in the 12th house of Pisces. For those of you that aren't astrologers, that's like a triple Neptune. Pisces, 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 making that Moon, making us feel extremely victimized by circumstance and feeling the repercussions of what's going on in the outside world and feeling at a loss how to move forward. I just gave a reading 10 minutes ago to someone. That was the entire discussion of our reading, is where to go, how to move out of the chaos and the confusion, and what because we're in a time right now where the future is not going to be what it was. And so we are having to draw on our inner faith, our inner wisdom, our inner guidance to find our way day by day through this onslaught of issues and situations that have been very painful for a lot of people. So I'm going to do a reading on the debate tonight and just see what comes up. So I have my candle lit. I've said my prayers, sanctified the room, and just going to let go and see what the main soul energy is of tonight's debate. Well, it's kind of interesting because the card almost looks like Joe Biden. The bottom part of the card almost looks like him. And this is the card of trust, faith, letting go, not letting the other person get under your skin. So it's like the old sticks and stones will break my bones attitude, and staying with the own inner wisdom. The person has their eyes closed and no matter what's coming at them. The face is serene, deeply has contemplated what to say and how to say it tonight. So I would take that to be Joe Biden. Let's see Donald Trump's card. Well, this is an interesting card because this is a card of somebody stoking the fire of others. If you see the creature at the bottom there with the fire blazing off its back and the anger in the face and the sense of burning, the sense of his higher self, strangely enough, has that orange hair. And so the higher self is trying to reach him, trying to speak to him, trying to soothe him, trying to bring him down, but he's trying to stir a fight. And yet the higher self, and this is something I always say to people, is that we look at somebody from the outside. We are not sitting in their soul, having been brought up in their home with the parents they had, the situation of life that affronted and accosted them. So we're looking at them as the beast, or as the pot stirrer, or as the, it's funny because I've said lots of times that right now what's happening on Earth is that the dinosaurs, the reptilian mind is on its hind legs getting one last huge roar. So there's quite the contrast here. There's the card of the reptilian fire reactionary being, and yet behind it there's a very evolved higher self. So one cannot help but wonder, when one goes to a place of non-judgment, when you back off and you look at the entire scenario of the United States, if it was not necessary for the Republican Party, for the United States of America, to have somebody come forward and lift the rock and let all this old junk and racism and misdeeds of the country from its inception at a time of owning slaves and persecuting the North American Indian, that if it was not necessary to bring forth somebody of that ilk at a soul level, that soul coming in to perform that task to right things again. Sometimes we have to hit bottom, and America has to look at its misdeeds and its ego and its arrogance, which this creature has obviously thinks it's right, and it's on the lookout just to attack and to inflame. So if we go to a spiritual level of understanding what's going on in our country right now, and that does not say we don't set boundaries or have the correct values in our own being, but it also is exposing the underbelly of America, as we've spoken about before, and that's the Saturn-Pluto conjunction scoring Mars. It's getting very, very stirred up tonight. He's also feeling cornered and helpless, and when somebody feels in that situation, their insecurities come to the fore, and they usually are, if they are bullies, they usually will come forward extremely aggressively. And he has a real vendetta on Barack Obama and Joe Biden. So expect to see a lot of mudslinging and stirring the pot, smirking, anger. It's going to come out tonight. Okay. Let's draw a card for how the debate is going to unfold. And these are all soul cards, so they're what I like about them is they have their individual interpretation according to the cards that are beside it, and I couldn't get two more accurate cards than those two, fortunately.